Welcome back to Pioneer March Madness. We're recording this episode in the middle of week 3 in February, so a lot of moves being made, a lot of excitement. The tournament's getting out there. How's Lee?
Leave was awesome. Spent some time by the lake, watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Welcome back. I can't say that your talent was replaced, but we absolutely had a stand-in. The Master Trainer Shop, highly talented.
Sergeant Milbrook, great job with his ton of notebooks sitting here. Huge shout out to him.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Did he bring his whole calendar here?
I think he did.
Yeah.
He had
What's written there?
Everything that happens in the battalion.
He tracks every contract.
Yeah, so we'll do icebreaker questions. Since you were gone and we introduced that last segment, we'll do an icebreaker question.
Okay. Is it true at West Point, like everyone eats every meal like a formal meal? You show up and
breakfast and lunch every morning. You got morning formation, go to breakfast, then you do class, and then in the middle of the day, everybody does afternoon formation. Then all 4,400 or something cadets go in and sit in mess hall, eat at one time.
4,400. Do you have assigned seats?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Does your mom come pick you up afterwards?
I wish. That would have been way better than going back to the barracks. All right. Group 1. Moves still being made. Chillicothe still hanging on by the skin of their teeth. 39 points from a hard-charging Colerain. You missed a lot last week. Colerain was making moves. What do you think?
I saw. Yeah, Colerain made some moves. You know, every dog has its day, but it's Chillicothe against the world. You know, I know Chillicothe's coming out of this group, and probably the winner of this group is going to be the #1 seed. Grove City is in contention for that. I mean, anyone's in contention, but just people that are right up there at the top.
Yeah, looking for that 1 seed. As of right now, Chillicothe and Colerain locking out the 1 and 2 seeds with Grove City close behind in that 3rd slot. So, yeah, lots of competition. Galley's making moves. They were dead last coming into February. And then last week, big moves from Kettering. Wrote a bunch of seniors. The single highest week total for the week, 8 points, right in seniors, right in grad alphas.
Kettering, yeah. Started slow. Now they're building momentum, you know.
I don't know if they can do it in 2 weeks to make the tournament, but it's impressive to see that kind of showing. If you can score 8 points a week, they're up in 24 points, knocking on Galley's door.
Colerain, yeah. Colerain, they scored all those points and showed that anyone can do it, you know?
Absolutely.
So 22 points from Kettering, it puts them up there. You still have week 3, week 4 of this RSN, week 1, week 2 on the map, right? You know, Galley in Group 1, that's my favorite. I don't know if they're gonna win the group, but that's the one that I want. Galley, you can do it. You hold a special place in my heart. I've been there many times. When there was a lone recruiter there.
Alone and unafraid.
Twice. There was a lone recruiter there. I've been there. 2 different people. So.
Yeah, shout out to them. They've already closed out February mission. They've got all the lead line points. They've got the contributor points. So 20 points at week 1. Now they just need to write some alphas. Get those points in.
Heck yeah, you can do it.
All right, Group 2. Coming in the 3rd seed in first position in Group 2 is Grove City with 31 points. And then right behind them, 6 Bravo, Springfield, 25 points, locking out that 5th seed ahead of Westerville, who's leading Group 5 because they've got that point total.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty strong showing between Grove City and Springfield. We've also got Newport, Zanesville, and Dublin. Like it's a competitive group.
Yep. This is a group we've been looking at, very competitive. Again, anyone's ball game here. Grove City has a strong lead, but, you know, anything can happen.
Yep, they're on lead line. I don't think they've closed out their contribution bonus, so Grove City could make a jump. But also in contention, Zanesville. We got a special guest this week, Sergeant Smith, coming in. You're a favorite out of Group 2 at the start of the tournament. What's happening with you guys down there?
So right now we're gonna make it pretty much. There's nothing that can stop us right now, sir. A little bump during week 2, but I mean, it happens, but no matter what, we always bounce back.
Yeah, so. You guys normally write really well in the senior market. Any projections for the end of February to try to make a push to March Madness?
Oh, there's plenty of projections that are going to be put on the system.
So they're going to stick?
Yes.
Good answer.
Yes,
Do you have those names?
We'll check the packets.
Nah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have a question for you, Sergeant Smith.
What's up, Sergeant?
Do you remember your first enlistment?
My first enlistment, yes, I do. Sadly, though, he was a loss for me. But I do remember him because he got 31 kilo, which is like a unknown job for most people to be getting. And he was really pumped on it. He got a really nice big fat bonus, but he screwed it up for himself.
Hate to see it.
Because of stupid things that young people need to do. Don't do it. Stay committed.
Great advice. You think you guys are going to make a push?
Oh, most definitely, sir. I just dropped one today. We got another one tomorrow, and then next week we got a couple up our sleeve. You know, Zanesville on top always.
There we go.
It's
Awesome.
gonna happen.
Good to hear from you. We might ask a couple questions from 4 companies as we go through the groups, but we appreciate you coming in. Congratulations on the enlistment today.
I appreciate you, sir.
Absolutely. All right, moving into Group 3, Hillsboro, 8 Mike, 29 points, locking out the 4th seed in the tournament. Sergeant Ladd's actually up here today writing a contract. He said he's got eyes on Athens. He said he knows they're coming for him.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Ladd. Sergeant Ladd is a real competitive guy. He tries to stay quiet, you know, except when he's alone there with Sergeant McCann.
Yep. I mean, honestly, it's between Athens and Hillsboro. They're both watching the tournament. They both got a pretty consistent flow. No major moves last week. Actually, 8 Mike put in 4 points, which was tied for the highest out of Group 3. So they're holding on to that lead with steady 4 points a week, just knocking it out.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. You think Athens can pull it off?
You know, Athens has been pretty, you know, quiet this whole time. They either have something in store or they don't. You know, Hillsboro is a very strong team, though. Very experienced recruiters there. A good station commander, Sergeant Williams, Cecil, great leader, great recruiter. I don't think he's going to let them fail. I don't see Athens coming back and beating Hillsboro.
All right. What about Huntington? Columbus West making any
Huntington.
moves?
I love those guys in Huntington. Sergeant Tyron, do something for me. Make it happen. You can do it, Sergeant Tyron.
Yeah, they're putting in points. I see Columbus West making a couple moves, not big enough to jump into the top. And then Dayton, Maine, unfortunately, largest station in that group, just putting in others, not really writing that quality contract to get those point totals up.
Yeah, it's the others. It's the others that'll get you. You know, Dayton, Maine. I mean, what do we have for the RSM total here? I didn't have that in my notes.
They're at RSM total 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah, so 6 last month, 2 this month. So there's a lot of points for lead line contribution rate. They could potentially jump up 20 points if they lock out the month and get the contribution.
Large station. If
Yep.
anyone has the ability to strike fast, it's a large station.
Absolutely. Moving into Group 4, Westerville, 25 points. They've locked out that 6th seed right now, but Florence close on their tails, and between the top 2 in Group 4, the top 2 in Group 3, and then the top 2 in Group 2, that's where all of our wild card seeds are coming from. So if Springfield or Athens, if you don't win your station, if you're out producing somebody in Group 4, you can potentially take that seed from them. So it's exciting coming in, adding all those points together.
But I think this is a time too. You know, these points are as of the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
You know, Sergeant Bird in Florence, he was here yesterday. He wrote a grad alpha, so
There you go, 2 points.
I mean, it's already, the gap is already closer. You know,
Absolutely.
so no doubt Sergeant Nava motivated him to get down here, write that remote down.
That's good.
My guy, Sergeant Nava.
Yeah. All right. Another close race. Group 5. Eastgate, 14 points, and Lancaster, 11 points. Let's see. Eastgate put in 4 points last week. Again, just writing seniors. The potential's there to make huge jumps. I don't think they'll get the contribution rate, but if they can stay on lead line and keep writing those seniors, I think they can pull away from Lancaster.
Oh yeah, Eastgate, you know, definitely rising to the occasion. They lost one of their good NCOs there in the transfer portal. I
Yeah.
saw that last week. You know, like I said, Eastgate, another one of my favorites. Come out of this group.
Is everybody your
know.
favorite? It seems like
Not
every
every
group.
every group might have one favorite. I don't know.
Yep.
But you know, actually, I don't know if you're noticing. There's about 7 companies, 7 and 3 company. I love those 2 companies. Just because they're, to me, they're the underdog companies. You know, and Eastgate's definitely an underdog station in my opinion. So just let them talk, do your job, work, and outperform everybody else. And then what can people say?
Yeah. Speaking of 3 company, Ashland, right behind Lancaster there, they could potentially score 4 or 5 points in the last 2 weeks and take out Eastgate if that production slips. That's still anybody's for the taking. And then moving down into Group 6, Hamilton's got a pretty controlled lead, taking up that 8th seed in the tournament with 11 points. You think anybody's going to mount a charge in the last 2 weeks of February?
I know Middletown, they're known to make some jumps there. Charleston at any moment can strike fast, so a lot of new recruiters there, a lot of guys that are hungry in Charleston. So if anyone does it, though, I think it's Middletown. but Hamilton kind of looks like they have it on.
They had a solid January, but they took a loss week 1 in February while you were out. So kind of put them on the back burner for lead line points. So they're going to have to do that contribution rate and write some quality contracts to make a push if they're going to get there.
Back to it, yeah. So,
Yep.
yeah, that definitely hurts.
Moving to company totals, we've also got our first tie. CSM sent out a note to the force saying if you can watch the podcast, watch the videos, and find out how you score extra points. We had somebody call in from Athens and scored a bonus point that made Lancaster tie Columbus with 100 points with 2 weeks left in the RSM going into March Madness. So glad to see that people are watching. Glad to see you guys are taking notes. The competitive spirit has been stoked. Everybody in the battalion, when I see them, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna win our group. We're gonna take it all. We're gonna go the distance."
Glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. Huge shout out to CSM for getting everyone on there and watching the videos. This is for y'all, and I hope everyone's enjoying it. So
Yeah,
glad people
absolutely.
are watching. I just want someone to beat Columbus Company. It's like,
Hey, you said Cincinnati's an underdog. They were actually ahead before the January bonus points, and right now I think they're at 70% volume mission for February, head and shoulders above the rest of the battalion. So they're making the push when it counts here in February.
oh yeah, Cincinnati Company. If you want your company to be the winner of this tournament, you have the most NCOs in this battalion in one company. Pay attention for those emails that come from Sergeant Major Sanders and maybe the BC, and you get some bonus points and throws you over the top. So
Yeah, absolutely. Also peaking at the right time going into Marauder Madness. So I didn't mention it last week. The way that they're doing the competition is by company. So 2 and 7 company, you'll be competing with the large companies in the brigade, 3, 4, and 6 in the medium category, and then 8 company. I think they're the favorite out of the small companies in the brigade.
Yeah.
Their only real competition's in Cleveland Battalion, and we all know that's not real competition.
that's Miami Valley doing things. So actually, I think they've been top 5 company in the brigade all year. Is that right?
I think so. Up until they slipped in January. They had a couple losses, took them down. They had to call into the brigade bottom producer call last week. So a little bit behind, but potential's definitely there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Sergeant Smith, company's tied for first place. What do you think is going to take it? Who's the station that's going to put you guys over the top?
Zanesville, sir. The answer will always be Zanesville, no matter what.
You guys think you're going to put in more than Chillicothe, who's been number 1 seed for the entire tournament?
Well, if we're looking at how many NCOs there are there to us, yes.
Yeah.
They probably will, but at the end of the day, it will always be Zanesville, my team.
You guys are the heavy hitters out of 4 company.
We do our best, sir.
Any plans for stemming the future soldier loss tide?
No more losses.
There you go.
What do you mean? Like,
Heard it here.
just no more losses.
Leadership.
Just make it happen. That's all.
No more
Put them
losses.
in. Put them in boots.
No more losses. All right, Sergeant Holderfield, any notes to close out the week?
No. Well, I don't know if anyone noticed our basketball piñata. It was Sergeant Hogan and S1's birthday. And, it was only fitting that because of March Madness, we got him a piñata so that everyone could celebrate with him, right?
Even S1.
There's actually some candy.
A little bit after the show. So we found out from a little Facebook post that the eyes of not only Pioneer Battalion, but other sister battalions in USAREC and even USAREC CSM have got their eyes on Pioneer March Madness. So recruiters are putting in great work. Sergeant Smith, you're one of the team absolutely making moves, making the battalion look good. So we appreciate the effort you've put in. He actually requested to be on the show for
Our Major Monday.
for the Final Four of the championship. So we'll see if we can get that locked in. Hopefully we can get a USAREC coin out of it. We'll see.
That's awesome. Hey, you know what? We should get some field interviews from the NCOs out there too. If anyone wants to submit some videos, or if you're up here and you have a remote dep, you want to stop in the studio and maybe we'll do some cameos next week.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Pioneers, keep up the great work. Appreciate everything you've done. Sergeant Smith, thanks for joining. Sergeant Holderfield, welcome back. Courage and grit.
Grit to win.